Hey there, we are finally back. I know. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on one second. Haha. Let me edit the title of this video. Part 3. Alright, save. And I know, I'm so terrible about remembering to change oops. Haha. Not Dune 2000. Change my video stuff here. Let's save that. Good. Alright, now we're back. So yeah, we're back in Dune. Hope y'all are having a good time. I'm going to show you where I am in a moment. So I just completed the 4th trial, and I've moved from the south to the north. I made the very, very fun run from here to here, which was part of the trial. He was moving you out of the south. So part of the trial is they want you to destroy your house in the south and move up to eastern or western Vermilius Gap. I have a little spot over here that I like a lot. You can see my friends have their houses clustered over here too. And over here is the next station, Anvil. And this is the thing that looks like a hammer that you'll see in the distance. So, you know, there's lots of nice spots up here. But I did abandon this house, and then I went and I replaced my terminal down here because my friends were still down here messing around. I may just go ahead and abandon it again. I'm not really sure I'm going to be back down there. The whole reason they do that, I'm sure, is to try to push you to get out of the beginner area to make room for new people that might be coming in. So let me go ahead and drink some water because I'm very thirsty. Got my leader johns here. And I'm going to show you where we are because there's some fun stuff up here. So we are at the very tippy top of the hammer. Down in here, you can climb up. There's sort of a path once you get to the hammer that guides you up. And I'm just going to make sure you all see this here. There's a unique item crate right here. You'll see the little sparkles coming off of it that look like mushrooms to me. I know it's technology, whatever. I left this stuff in here. I don't want it. I believe these respawn once an hour. I don't know if I have to take the stuff out or not. It'd be an interesting thing to test later on. This is a heck of a climb. So I'd recommend using planetologist skill and the Shigawire trooper skill. I'm gonna have some fun here, and I'm gonna put my passive suspensor belt on to get down. I highly recommend having your passive suspensor belt and your Emperor's Wings, if you enjoy the Emperor's Wings on you, so that you can switch when you've had to climb up really high and use it to get down quickly. So the only thing I'm worried about is I feel like I'm going to run out of power part of the way down, and this is not going to end well for me. But you have to jump off of this at least once and ride the passive suspensor belt down. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot a wire over here. There we go. Just going to hold on for a second and give my power a second to recharge. You can see it's the brown bar down at the bottom, or yellow, whatever you want to call it. Alright, now I'm going to let go. Check, make sure. Yes. So my let go button, the control, is my mute button for this. So I just want to make sure I wasn't still muted. So we're going to talk about coming up north to the Vermilius Gap region, and the first thing I recommend everybody does. So the quest is going to tell you to build an advanced sub-fief up here or interact with one. What I would recommend that you do is bring some stone and scrap with you, and maybe even some copper, though you can leave that, and build yourself a little box and put a generator in it. You can bring some fuel cells with you, or you can grab some when you're up here. Let me let go. There we go. I got enough power. I think I can make it all the way down. I took some damage. I'm not really supposed to with this, but I did. That's alright. We're gonna go ahead and put Emperor's Wings back on. Alright, perfect. So I would recommend that so that you can get at least a little box where you can transfer stuff to as you move. So there's a few places you can build up here. There's a lot of really great spots. You know, feel free to spread out. I'm over here. So what I did, and I'll show you the tool that I used, was I made another thing before I came up here. This looks a lot like the first house I made, but it's a little bit bigger. I expanded on it, but I made a special tool named as before I came up here, and I said, you know what, I like this house enough. I'm going to make one of these, and I'm going to bring it with me. So I think I have to go up here to my fabricator to craft it. You'll have to learn the engram for it, or I'm sorry, not engram. This thing here, the replicator. So what you do is you make one of these, you point it at the house you like, and you right click, and it'll copy that house. So I'm going to craft one just so I can show you guys. And I'm not going to build it, but you'll get the outline of your house. So we'll copy this house just so you can see it. Go. Pull that into my inventory. I'm going to go ahead and read these blueprints I looted while I was out. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to come outside and I'm going to copy this. So you just do that, you copy your building. And when you place it, you'll get an outline, right? So you can also raise it up a little bit. So if your ground's not even, you can rotate it too. You know, change your height, rotate, all that kind of good stuff. And then when you place it, what it will do is give you the outline where you can fill it in. So like you do with, you know, your building bits when you're building normally, and you just fill it in with your mats. So what I did was build my porch because I knew it was enclosed. I threw down a box and I threw down my generator, threw a little bit of fuel in it, and then started making the trek back and forth. So something that is being done right now in this beta is they've disabled the shuttle guy. So normally in Anvil and in Griffins, there is a guy that will shuttle you back and forth. And that is a very safe way to transfer your goods, right? So it's going to cost you, I want to say I heard it was like 750 coins to travel, but don't quote me on that. I could be very wrong. To travel back and forth between them. So you'll need to have some money on you if you want to do that. But we're going to go ahead and head over to where the next outpost is. So if you look, you can use this as a landmark, visual landmark. What is going on? Here's that giant hammer that Santara was talking about. So this is a great visual landmark if you like me to travel with visual landmarks more than anything. And then over here, across the way, is the next outpost, Anvil. And that's our request. So we're going to go ahead and head over to Anvil. I would grab your coins. Make sure you have some of those when you make your first trek. It's a rough trek. It's very scary. We almost got eaten yesterday. I mean, like, animation started. He's looked like he was swallowing me right as I hit the safe island of stone. And my friend who was behind me got flung up into the air, or stoved. It was, yeah, it was kind of creepy. It was like, oh my god! We were all screaming. We were like, how do we not die? And then my poor friend that got flung up into the air, she, you know, finally lands, gets the island stone. and then immediately gets hit by a Sardaukar ship and frozen in place. Like, there was so much screaming. It was so much fun. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with my friends. That's why you have not been seeing me streaming, is I've been having a great time with other people. So yeah, as soon as you come in here, you're gonna get a cutscene and introduced to the Harkonnen and Atreides quest givers. That's the Atreides. Here's the Harkonnen. I'm gonna stop here and say one thing. That looks good. I hated the horses in Conan. Somebody that grew up around horses is somebody whose mother was a crazy horse artist, who picked apart any horse she ever saw in any sort of media that was poorly drawn or animated or anything like that. I can tell you the horses in Conan are just uncanny valley to me. They were terrible. But these are pretty good. But anyway, sorry, that was a total side note. So anyway, I would say you come over to this guy and you're going to buy two things. So you're going to need at least 8,000 coins.
That's too bad.
Which you should have from questing.
We had a bet going.
You get a ton of them. They are very generous with money in this game, which I love. Others, it's sort of like you're scrounging for cash, but this one, really, really good about it. So the first thing you're going to want to buy is a Dew Reaper. So that's 2,900 coins. And then the second thing, oh, actually, it's a little more than 8K. It looks almost more like close to 9K. You're going to want to buy your Holtzman Shield 2, Mark II. And then if you have spare coins, I would also say buy a Power Pack 2. You can craft all of this stuff later on, but this is going to make your life much easier up here. Because you're going to be able to bring water with you if you have Leader Johns, but you aren't going to be able to bring your blood with you if it's in your machine. If it's in your blood packs, that's fine. If it's in your machine, no. So let's go on down. You know, if it hasn't been processed yet, you can just, transfer it via Leader Johns, but it's probably not worth it. Probably the first thing you're gonna want to do is get yourself into some trouble. Have a little bit of combat to get yourself some blood. And combat up here is very different than what we're used to in the South. I feel like the game changes and becomes a very different game combat-wise in the South. So if you've taken the Swordmasters, you're starting class, it's a little bit difficult in the South, simply because you're probably going to get shot when you use your knee charge and some of your other skills. It's just going to happen, right? It's a little bit more risky. You're going to want to probably use your gun and stay at range and hug cover. That's just kind of how it works in the starting area. But here, combat changes completely. Oh, hey there. You have your shield. See your shield? Watch this. Hit me. Yeah, not taking any damage. Oh, sheesh. He's also shielded. I should have paid more attention before he did that. Hey, back up here. So, yeah, he will poke you through the shield if you're not careful, just like you poked them through the shield. Whoopsie. I was trying to make a point, and this guy goofed me up. Yeah, so you need to be very careful about that. But without a shield, these guys are rough. They're really, really rough, and you need to be super duper careful. So you want to make your new blood machine. You can eventually upgrade to the better blood machine, and you're gonna want a shield, and you're gonna want to start murdering people. Hi, you all are in my house, and I don't like it. You see here? He's shooting at me. I got my shield. I can get right up in his face, and unless he's gonna slow stab me or drain my shield of all of its power, because it does rely on the power of your battery, which is why I recommend, if you got just extra coin and you don't mind spending it, buying a battery, because your improvised battery, oof, no, that is not going to do you much good. If you have Old Sparky, it's better. It'll last you a little bit. Old Sparky is a unique that you can get from some of the crates out there down in the lower region. But yeah, for the most part, you're gonna need a shield. And your knife is gonna become a lot more important. Doesn't matter what class you are, you're gonna be using it a lot. Because the shielded guys are a pain in the ass, and we're gonna run into more of them. Hey there, bud. So the thing you should know about your shield too is, watch, when I shoot, the shield rotates. So if somebody's shooting at me, I need to be very careful. I don't want to take my shield down unless I have cover. So the same thing with them. If you run into a shielded enemy, their shield is also going to be down when they're shooting. So that's why I still like my turret, because I'll put it down and I'll get behind cover. And if I'm being shot at by one of these enemies, my turret can then take them out, where they might not have been able to take them out before because they had a shield on. So. But yeah, your sword master becomes super duper useful at this point, because you're going to be doing a lot of damage. It's just easier sometimes when you get shot at guys like this. You just jump in. Come on. He's ready. He's ready. I'm just gonna dink him in the head. So I do have some more advanced iron weapons that I made for myself. I keep thinking shotgun is 3. It is not. I might need to change that. So my brain's going, shotgun 3. No. Shotgun not 3. Shotgun not 3. Let's see. I think we got everybody up here. But yeah, this is a lot harder to do without a shield. You will probably die. It can be done, absolutely, especially if you're slow and you use cover. But having the shield kind of makes combat faster, and you can zip around and, do a little bit more reckless things and have fun with it. It just gets so much more fun. Lots of movement. You see here, I've done the 4th trial, so I finally have my 3rd skill. Finally have my Shigawire on X. I feel very happy now. By the way, I figured out the default for, because I couldn't remember what it was, I reset it. The default for the 2nd skill slot is actually C. I changed it to Z, even though it's a little bit harder to hit, because C is my crouch. It has to be. Can't tolerate it otherwise. So yeah, like I said, I really feel like combat just opens up at this point. So let's go ahead. We're gonna head back home. Deposit our blood. So we've got a new mechanic too with our materials. I'm going to show you over here. So we're still using the same what is it, smelter, forge, whatever, to make our metal, because it does both copper and iron, and I think it does steel as well, which we cannot access in this beta. But if you look here, there's a new mechanic that is going to take some getting used to, and that is the fact that smelting your metal requires water. It requires a good deal of water. So you're going to need a lot of blood, which is why as soon as I could, I made the improved blood purifier. And in addition to that, I made 5 cisterns to hold the water. So you want to make these here too. So the nice thing about the blood extractor is when I placed all these cisterns down, they were empty. I did not manually move water to them. When this here fills up, it starts putting it into your auxiliary tanks, which you can see right here on the side. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is showing you how much water is in my tanks. One of the other things you can do too is if you don't have enough blood and you don't want to go, you know, kill things. I should have taken my bike. Let me do that real quick. This Dew Reaper that I had you pick up is going to be your new best friend. So if you're like me and you carry around 2 of the special leader Johns, you bought 2 of the blueprints, you were at Griffin's. You can hold about 3,000 liters of water. Or milliliters of water, whatever it is, I don't know. It's a metric system, I'm aware. Okay, give me a break. Oh yeah, here's iron. This is what it looks like. I cannot pass by it. There we go. So we're going to come to our flowers right here. We're going to stop at the... And we're going to use our new Dew Reaper here on these flowers. And start filling up our leader John. Let me go ahead and take a nice sip here. Where is my leader John? It's somewhere in here. There it is. Take a sip. And fill it. So now, you can see that the symbol on these is gone. On most of these is gone. The glow is not quite as bright. And you can see here on this, you can see sort of shimmering white dew, where you don't see it on these, because this one I can still harvest. So you can kind of, you know, if you're like passing by, go, okay, if I harvested that, it's not glowing. This one I haven't. This one is really glowing. So I can harvest it. So, there we go. Also, yeah, so I started to talk about it and I got distracted. I distracted myself. The Advanced Subfief has something about it that I'm not really a fan of, and that is it has taxes, and I'm pretty sure they said you pay your taxes in like Harco City or Arakeen, you can pay them there, which we don't have access to in this beta, but yeah, I don't know what the period normally is for when you pay taxes. It's impossible to tell, I think, from this beta. They may have said, but if I come over here to my subfief, or my advanced subfief, you'll see that I have tax payments. It says it's due in a day and a half, but there's, you know, nothing I can really do about it, because I'm unable to go pay it. So here it is, taxes due in 18 hours, which is sort of like, wait a minute, the beta's not over in 18 hours. Oh no, actually, I guess it is. I guess it is. More or less. No, I think it's 22 hours. So who knows what will happen if we can't pay these. I'm sure somebody will be like, yo, you need to help us out here. You know, like, we can't access our homes, you know, we're locked out, you know, what do we do? What do we do? But, yeah, so you can check this here. You can also set this as your spawn. And if down south you're not ready to get rid of your house, I would travel down to your house. And the quest tells you to destroy from your map. Stand there where the middle of your house is, or as close to it as you can. From the map, abandon your house, and then quickly go back into your build menu and replace your subfief console right in the middle where you need it to be, and it will reclaim your house for you. The second you remove that subfief console, everybody can access stuff in your house. So like my buddy got a key yesterday, he joined, and pretty much as soon as he joined, like before I could even get to him, he was next to a house that he could go into and just loot everything out of. He didn't know. He's just like, oh, look at all these free goodies. And it was like, oh, dude, somebody didn't, oh my goodness, they didn't move their mats and they destroyed their console and they left the place unlocked and now he's just helping himself to everything. And it was like, oh, dude, what are you doing? You know, like, it's like, well, I didn't know. Like, yeah, that's fair. I mean, why would you know? So make sure you've moved your stuff before you abandon it. At least if you're going to leave something behind, make sure it's not something you want, you know? Get rid of it. we go. Let me drop off stuff. Alright. Do I have anything in my inventory that needs dropped off? Yes, I do. Oh! I was like, it didn't stack. Yeah, no, because I ran out. I used it all up. So yeah. I will also say, you know, because you can hold down quick deposit and deposit things, be careful about what storage container you have, like your plant fibers and your bandages and any darts in. Because if you got it in something that has like a material you're constantly dropping off, you're going to have a bad time. You're probably going to accidentally drop off your ammunition and your band-aids and be screwed. Trust me. Everybody has done that at least once this weekend that I've played with, including myself. I didn't realize I had any darts in there, and I dropped all my darts off and was totally screwed and had to go quickly gather some mats and make some more. You can also see that I am still wearing a still suit. Armor is definitely helpful up here. I am confident enough that I think I can live. Plus, I also got this unique blueprint here for something you don't normally see with a still suit, which is armored still suit. So I think I found it down south. The blueprint was right in here. It was here. That's where I found it. Old Griffin Hideaway. I don't know if that's a static one, if that's always going to be there, or if I just got lucky and got one of the special crates that had it in there. But it is, I love it. It's a very valuable piece to me. I really don't care though. I'm going to keep using my still suit. I did, however, excuse me, did, however, I think, research. I did not. Slaver still suit. What tier is that? That might actually be the steel tier. It is, so I can't make that. I can, however, make iron still suit for the rest of these pieces, so I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick, because I'm still wearing the starter still suit. So I need the, let's see here, I think it's underwater discipline, yeah. Yeah, so this is the one I made. You see here, it has an armor value. Whereas these, it's got a very, very low armor value to it. So, finding those unique recipes is crucial. So, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Make myself the Carib stuff. Slightly better water discipline, from my understanding. So, that's what I'm making this for. Tiny bit of armor on these, tiny bit more armor on these, not really much armor. Those blueprints are phenomenal for the armored still suit pieces. I would imagine there's one for every piece. So I think, I'm not mistaken, I don't know that I learned it. Let me go ahead and make sure I've learned it here. Scavenger's rags, I'm gonna learn these two. Learn both the scout and the heavy. I'm pretty sure, well, this is a lower tier, so I don't know if that's correct, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, the armor value is comparable to the scout armor. So if you add these two up, I think it's more or less, was it 56? I want to say that was what my armored still suit piece, the armor was on it. 64, so it's actually more, so not bad. You know, it's pretty good. I would definitely recommend it. But if nothing else, even if you plan on just, you know, questing an armor because things are rough up here, you will at least want to keep the still suit on you for gathering, climbing, exploring, stuff like that. So be sure you keep that on you. So here. Alright. Just changing the color palettes. So I'm assuming their microtransactions will be, I mean, because you know they're going to have them. They can't afford to run this if they don't. They're going to be probably more skins than variants and swatches, but at least here I'm changing my suit a little bit with the options I have available to me. Not a lot of them, but, you know, something. So yeah, anyway, like, just fun stuff. There's lots of quests up here, trials. We've got 2 zones, so make sure you have 2 more survey probes, at least for this area. During the actual gameplay, I think there's 12 regions total, if I'm not mistaken, is what they said. Or maybe they said 12 more. So, you know, you're not going to need a ton of survey probes, but you will need a decent amount. So yeah. Don't make, you know, gobs and gobs of them. You're not going to need them. You're just going to need them every time you go to a new zone. So you know, you do the same thing, climb up high, and yeah, fire off a probe. So we go ahead and do this. And we're going to go do a quest. So yeah, I picked up all the quests there. I think I did a few... Oh, that was some lag. I think I did a few of the... of the stuff for the Atreides and the Harkonnen. You can kind of run them at the same time. So let's see here. First observation points. Alright. I think these quests, if I'm not mistaken, are in an area we can't go to. Let's see. Yeah. So we can't do the next quest for them, but like I said, I'm kind of playing them at the same time. You can see here. Got 1 and 1. You know, I'm not locked out of either yet, so might as well. I'm pretty sure they said there were some unique unlocks for them. So, you know, unique unlocks for both of them. I will play them both and lie my ass off to them at the same time. I'll do it. If it's for decorative stuff, do it. Because I like that fluff. You know it. Alright, so... Hello, gents. Oh, so, something you should know about your shield, if you know anything about the lore. If you're a learner like me, you do not want to go out into the sand with your shield on. It's H to toggle it on and off by default. You do not want to go out to the sand with it on. Because it will call the worm, aka Steve, very, very quickly. Where am I going? Where is this quest? Right there. Stealing from thieves. Let me make sure this is my main quest, because I think I clicked something else. Alright. No, that's the one I'm tracking. Good. Alright, so 190 that way. Oh, it's down? Was sure it was up. Okay, well, it is not. Let's just go. We're gonna have some fun traversing. Now that I have the skill on the X. Oh, there we go. Ah, crud. Alright. And nope. Yeah, so when we climbed the hammer for our 4th trial, yeah, we were using both the planetologist skill and that. I want to show you something interesting too here that they do with these quests. This is what I was looking for. So after the first one where they're like, here's the marker, here's where you go. They do this to tell you where you go. You're not going to get a marker. They're going to give you this. And they'll be like, here's the location of the next one. And you have to open your map up and go, huh, okay, well that looks like over here. However, when I surveyed, they did give me a purple cave marker on there, and it's going to be the purple cave marker. I did not get one for here though, so I had to figure that out. But yeah, it's kind of cool because it's like, I'm not going to hold your hand anymore, the game says, and it's like, here you go. It's over here somewhere. Good luck with that. Alright, so here we go. We. Uh-oh. Mistakes were made, mistakes were made, mistakes were made! Oh. Yep. I messed that one up. That hurt. Let me go ahead and make another one. Or use another one. Ugh. Yes. Emperor's wings. Okay. Yep. Down here? Wait. Down. Oh. Okay, this is not where I thought it was at all. Ugh, man. This sniper rifle looks like it's in the steel tier. And I want it so bad, you have no idea. Use the shotgun. Pretend it's a sniper rifle. Alright. Let's see, stolen cash. Shield is on. So I will warn you too, like if you're doing something like zooming around like that, you're going to be draining your shield. Same thing with harvesting, with any of your harvesters. So just keep that in mind. You know, be careful, don't accidentally drain your shield. So here's the disruptor. It's a pretty interesting gun. It says in the description that it's good at lowering shields. I'll hover over the description here in a sec. Okay, everything's dead. So, it says here, disruptor fires, instead of firing darts of, fires darts of variable velocities in order to find penetration points on the shield. So, yeah, it's better at penetrating the shield, but, I mean, not a guarantee. But still, good weapon to have when you're starting out up here.
Tired of toiling in the scrap fields for weeks just to lose your best salvage to the Kirab? Then why not join the Kirab? Live a life of freedom. Take what you need. Be subject to no master. I am in need of a few sturdy companions, skilled with guns, blades, and strong enough to carry all they need. No member of my band has ever perished of thirst, hunger, or sandstorms. Soon we will go for spice. Seek out Mirilla the Fly at the Sucalusos to learn more.
Now we come in here. Oh yeah, I would definitely make the improved blood gun. There we go. Accept contract. And the improved blood bags, because it holds a lot more. Contract accepted. It's nice, it doesn't make you go back for those. So what am I supposed to be doing in here? Eliminate 4. Oh no, I already eliminated them. Dang it. I gotta wait till they respawn. That's what I get for jumping the gun and not paying attention. Well, normally I would harvest fuel, but I'm pretty sure I have enough to last me to the end of the weekend, so I'm not worried about it. I think I even have enough vehicle fuel made too, so I'm also not going to worry about that. Of course, things always respawn quickly, except when you need them to. Alright, well, Let's talk about some of the other stuff I've found too while we've been here. Over here, the Imperial Testing Station 197, we meet our planetologist friend again, and he gives us another quest to get one of the Minimac tapes. And he says, meet us down south, we'll train you, but I haven't been back down there. I was really hoping he'd just train us there, but there was nothing new that was unlocked. So, yeah, I don't know. Wait, level 2. Oh, that's if we go up to level 2, right. So I can't... Wait. Oh, no, that's irrelevant, but yeah. I have plenty of points I don't think I can use, so I might as well use them on whatever. Oh yeah, let's talk about this respec thing too while we're waiting. So right here, you can respec once every 48 hours. Why does it say new cooldown? So yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. Doesn't seem to be a cost to it or anything like that. So you don't have to worry too much. Test things out, see if you like it. If you don't, respec. Alright. Well, we're gonna give up on this. Oh, alright, well. You know what? While we're here, let's also talk about places to live. So, down south we had Sardaukar, and that was a thing to kind of keep in mind. But when you come up here looking for a place to live, don't decide anything until nighttime, so you can see where the Sardaukar troops are going to be, because living where the Sardaukar are, it's no fun. It's no fun. This entire island of stone, I'm going to call it, does not seem to have a single Sardaukar patrol on it, so that's really nice. Across the way, over by Anvil, there does seem to be some. I think it even alerts you when you pulled up that there's Sardaukar over there. So it's right next to Anvil. You know, if you use that for transportation and quests and all that, you don't have to go very far. You don't have to cross open sand, but you do have to worry about the Sardaukar. Oh yeah. Okay. So while we're waiting, let's talk about the second trial. Gives you a static compactor. And that is used to gather spice and flower sand to make the silicon, which is another ingredient. So I saw some when we were over here, though I don't think we can even refine it. I was looking through things. With this tier, I think we have to go up to steel start refining spice. But this right here, this purple stuff, is spice. And now do not turn your shield on whatever you do, and be extremely careful. Oh god, I don't even want to be here, because harvesting this is going to bring our friend the sand. So I'm not going to show you what it's like on this. I'll go find a safe flower sand somewhere. But that is how you get your spice. Now, you see that white stuff coming up off the sand over there? That is flower sand. However, that is not a safe flower sand. I have found a few safe ones. Gosh, I'm bringing Steve, and I'm just going in circles in Steve land. So let me get out of here. Steve Land. And let's see if I can find. There was a safe one yesterday. I don't know if it's still there, but it was over here on like the back side here. And yeah, when we were harvesting, it was not drawing the attention of the sandworm. I think, give me 1 second here to just have a quick. Yeah, okay, good. Go ahead and head to it. I thought I got a message from somebody saying, hey, I'm ready to play. So I was gonna stop the stream, but I think I'll go ahead and see if I can find a safe one. You know, just kind of explore a bit. I saw another one when we were out in the western Vermilius Gap. That was safe. You know, just kind of check them out, see if it looks like you can harvest it without attracting the sandworm. Keep yourself safe when you're mining. They seem to produce a lot, so you don't really have to worry about it. It's refined in the chemical refinery, the same place where you make your fuel for your vehicles. Yeah, here it is. Pretty sure this was the one we found yesterday. It's nice and safe. So, I don't see any worm threat. Best thing to do doing one of these is check the worm threat. Go out and see where the edge of the worm threat is. So let's see here. I think the worm threat was like somewhere about here. I still don't see it yet. Wow. There's the worm threat. So very much at the edge. Worm threat lasts a little beyond, you know, like after you've triggered the worm, you have to kind of keep going a little ways before the worm threat goes away. So you shoot your static compactor, and you walk up and you pick up your flower sand. Grab your piles. Oh shoot, my shield is on. Oh no no no. No no. Just pick it up, harvest it, and you can take it home and convert it. There we go. So nice, safe one. The other one we saw, that was definitely not in a safe area. The static compactor tracks the worm. So yeah, play safe, be safe. You don't want to lose everything. Yeah, I'm glad I got to share this with you guys. I'm like so stoked for this game. I'm having so much fun with it, and I hope you guys do too. Anyway, all want to thank you for watching. Never forgive, never forget, and I shall see you next time.